December, what's today? It's December 27th in Texas, and it's the first cold day we've had all winter.
One more time. Play that soul.
I wish I was a little bit taller, so every time I step into the record store I wouldn't have to holler. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm only 5'6". Got the bricks for the fix to raise me up an inch. I can see the Whitney records from here, they're in my view. If you could help me for a second, I will always love you. She's my girl, oh wait, was that CCR too? Man, go back up the ladder, I'm about to revive you. They call me Proud Mary, got a spell on you. If you heard it through the grapevine, then you know that it's true. It's like this and like that, satisfaction boo. You can push me and touch me if you really want to. This is Ivy on the mic with the quad in view. You can call me Redwood when this beat rolls through, cause the roots are so deep they'd swallow you. Plus we always so high, we be taller than all of you.
There you go. There you go.
So, I type the text to a girl, get you down. Let us CC that girl, CC around town, baby.
I put the light up. Poetry slam.
Life of insanity, reality shook. So many things humanity took. Blood on the vanity and panicking crook. Pulling on my hair can't damage these roots.
I'm vlogging now. Guys, Andre, are you doing anything? Did you sign up?
I'm just here to make this face.
You're just here to make this face, and he might do some poetry later.
I hope so.
And then I might get it on video.
It's gonna be really
But you
nice.
should check out his YouTube channel. What's your YouTube?
Shut up and poetry.
Shut up and poetry.
It's like poetry, but quiet? I don't know what it is. We haven't decided.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Way before rhythm, there was just the blues. In a time where soul was better than shoes. Before Sam Cooke meant the front page news. And way before Smokey just wanted to cruise. Fast Simon O just sang about Heather. Magic being made over at Chess Records. Al Green just wanna stay together. And my boy Rob John sold his soul to the devil forever.
New Year's Eve. Time to go to a party.
Now, how did you say that last step went? Oh yeah.
If I hop on a foot, it's a good one. Can't be bad, even Grandma just shook some. Electric slide on the side till I rev run. Have fun, girl, and walk this way when it's done. Income is gonna affect the outcome, so give it all but...
He was at my party, he was making everyone laugh.
I didn't know it was like that.
Bring it back some. Hands up like it's motherfucking ransom. All the beats bang, so we never need a handgun. Dance has been around longer than a book's been. Don't go reading into what's bad and good, friend. All my good spend, all my time's hooked in.
Almost there. Almost there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that was fun. What are you doing?
Hello, friend.
What?
We're waiting on David and then we can roll. How was the double last night?
It was great. So I wrote a blog this week. It's kind of about friendship. You should go read it. It's on my website. I'll put a link down to it. Kind of the gist of it is that I was having a conversation with a friend, and he was really pushing me to do something, you know. And it was one of those moments where, like, I appreciated him pushing me, like, as a friend, he was doing it, but I was giving him, like, so much, like, I was pushing back, you know, I didn't want to do the thing that he was, like, obviously pushing me to do, and it's weird. What's weird is that he, even though we've encountered this situation a lot, like, he never really pushes me in that direction, very often. But this time he did. And it was really interesting to me because he really thought I should go for something. For me, it's like, I don't know if he's seeing something differently. And that was what was interesting. And so for me, the blog is about friendship. And I remember him saying, like, well, you know, I'd want you to do the same thing if I was in this situation. And I said, oh, I'm the guy that's like, I'm standing on the cliff next to you and I'm just going to push you over the edge. I told him, I'm the one that watches you flounder. I'm just going to make you do it. And then, because I don't care. The whole point was that, like, we as friends, we can see things that sometimes you can't in a certain situation. And having someone there to kind of nudge you forward, having someone there to stop you if something's going wrong. It's really important. It's really something that you should have. There's something about me that I wanted to capture this kind of moment. So for me, I communicate just as well. Writing probably better than I do speaking to the camera. I wanted to write this one out. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you should go read it. Speaking of blogs, it's funny, today is January 1st, and I accidentally made a New Year's resolution. I should say that I decided for myself that as I'm making these vlogs once a week, I'm also going to try and at least write an article or blog on my website once a week, and I'm also going to try and draw something once a week, go somewhere and draw. It just so happened to be New Year, so I was like, well, I might as well make that my New Year's resolution. By the way, if anyone's interested on how my blog ends or what I did, if I actually took my friend's advice and just went for it, I did not. I decided the water's too cold. If you read the blog, go get that. Even though I had his support and stuff, it just wasn't the right timing for me. It just wasn't. It's not going to be, you know. So I just rewatched that, and I have no idea. I have no idea why the camera will not stay in focus. Whatever. I need to get a new one anyway. Hopefully, based on these resolutions I'm making, I'll upgrade and I'll start, maybe get a better camera and stuff like that. Only time will tell if I'll still be creative, or if I even know what I'm doing, or if I'll be successful, or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to watch The Hateful Eight, and then I gotta work, and then just working all weekend, and I'll probably edit this Saturday night or something. So, when there's no parking, that's why I own a Jeep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh noes! Oh noes!
Oh.
It's really hard. Baker's Canyon back home.
Did you say that?
No, he said there are canyons up ahead.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, boy.
What do you see?
Oh.
Come on! He goes really slowly. Come on, Freaky!
It's,
He'll go just
I know
like,
dogs.
come on. Hi, boy.
Oh, there you go. Hey guys. I just got done refilming some stuff for heart support, and I have a long night of editing to do. I wasn't expecting to be doing, but my deadline is apparently tomorrow, so I'm not actually gonna get to edit this vlog like I wanted tonight, but that's okay. It'll come out eventually. Ugh. So before Danny gets here, I wanted to talk a little bit about something I discovered while doing this heart support. Something I discovered while doing this heart support stuff with Katie. It was really interesting. We were talking about values and what people value as they go through life, and basically what kind of your core belief is and things like that. In heart support, we're developing this Restore program. It's going to be released tomorrow as of I'm recording this, but maybe today or yesterday, based on whenever you're actually watching this. January 4th is when it's being released. The big idea is that you have these core beliefs that you've grown up with based on these wounds that have happened, and what's funny is we're going through the different values and what those core beliefs look like, and the values that we have. And we came to one when I was like, wait, that's a value, that's something that you can have. And we talked about non-conformity, or a person who holds non-conformity as a value. What was really interesting to me was like, that's just kind of something I've always like done. That was, for me, I've always wanted to be different. I've always strived to be different. I always I took pride in being different, or being a trendsetter, or doing whatever it is that took, like I didn't belong to any specific crowd. I didn't belong to any specific group. And for me, like, it was, I needed individuality. I couldn't be like everyone else. And I didn't realize that that was something that you can really have, that's like a core belief. That's something that's like, that happens to you, that for some reason, like, you need it. In order to almost feel like you exist, to justify your own existence, to justify even being alive. That's what those values are. And for me, mine was individuality, mine was non-conformity, mine was uniqueness. And I didn't understand that. I even got to the point where I realized that a lot of the people that I'm really good friends with, some of them were very similar to me, or some of them were like me, and that I hated them at first. I've seen people who were the same way, and they took attention away from me in that kind of area, and I saw them as rivals. I didn't like them, and that was very interesting to me to think about. I put it this way: I've told other people before that my favorite fictional character is Peter Pan. He's always been someone I very relate to, and I guess that was the part of me that always related to him. Because in a sense, there could only be one Peter Pan. No one else could be Peter Pan. There was no one else like him. He was the only one. And that was really interesting to me, like that I didn't realize that part of my identity growing up was being placed in this value of uniqueness and individuality and non-conformity, and I just thought that was something that everyone wanted. I knew that I sometimes went above and beyond to be different, or to not be labeled, or to not have any sort of labels thrust upon me, or anything like that, but I couldn't believe that I was just the only one. In the Restore program workbook, we have a question that is on there that talks about imagine your worst nightmare, like in regards to this, and what is that, and what does that look like? And that's kind of what solidified that value for me, because I started to imagine like my worst nightmare coming true in these terms, and I realized my worst nightmare is waking up and not being around and no one notices, because I'm easily replaceable, because I'm someone that is not that different, that's not that unique, that's not that individual, that like I hold no special place for anyone, that like I can easily be not noticeable if I'm not around. Sure, there's fear of abandonment, there's fear of acceptance, there's fear of those things there, but for me that was like, that fit more of a non-conformist attitude, that I so desperately want not only for people to accept me, but for people to accept me as someone different, or for people to enjoy that part of me, or to value that part of me, that I can't be replaced, that I am so like unique, that my worst nightmare is to lose that, or to not be somewhere and no one notices that I'm gone, or to not even be around, or the fact that they can just replace me, or they can find someone else that's just like me to put me there. I'm not saying that I am unique, that I am this ultimate individual, that I am ultimately the non-conformist of anything, but it's very clear that that's kind of something that I've held value for, and something that I need to like take into account and start struggling with and working through, because while I can be unique, I am not the only one. Like, am I easily replaceable? Maybe, you know, but I have to like hold on to the fact that like I am enough, that I don't need to like be a certain way for people to like me, to miss me, or anything, you know. The big point was that I have discovered something new about myself while going through this that I didn't realize before. It's really interesting. So if you're watching this and you are interested at all at anything I've said today, like, then check out the Restore program by Heart Support. They've worked on it for months now. I've helped them put it together. I know that there are people out there that can really benefit from a program like this, and if I just discovered something new after like 29 years, even having gone through the 12 steps, having tried to go through recovery programs before, even if I can find something new, I know that there are people out there that can benefit. There are people in my life, there are my friends, and there's my family. I know that they can benefit from something like this, especially if I can, you know. So yeah, discovered something new about myself. So there's that.